All right, so this is the angled multi-grip version 3, and I do have a comparison with the actual multi-grip version 2, which the only real difference between the version 1 and version 2, I believe, is just this angle welded end cap right here. I will tell you that with both of these, they come with all angled or angled and straight. So this would be angled, and they have some straight bars there. So this is obviously the angled version. I just got this the other day from Titan, of course. And I was just going to kind of show you the differences and kind of what I like about them. First thing is they're both 7-foot bars, as you can see. As you can also see is there's no bushings or anything. They don't spin, which usually isn't a big deal. You're mostly benching and maybe doing some curls with them. And also the other thing that's a little different is the weight. I always put stickers on mine. So this is a 45 pounder for this version 2, and the version 3 is a 40 pounder. They have changed a few things. They went from kind of stickers, which I've never been a big fan of, to some laser cutouts, and then it is hooked on there. It looks a lot nicer, and so all that's great. I did like the version 2, and this is my first multi-grip bar. One thing I did realize is I like the angle grip a lot more. I don't like it quite as much as it's straight, so I don't use it nearly as much. So I think the big differences that I would probably say is that would make me say get the version 3 is, even if you want the straight version versus the angled, is first you have the center marks here. And this is a lot nicer. I put my center mark there and I'm good to go. The second thing is it is a bit higher quality. The welds are a lot better than these ones over here. I do some welding, and that's not going anywhere. I wouldn't worry about too much. But there's a few things on here that they didn't quite do as nice. The knurling is both a medium knurl, but it's definitely nicer on these. But the number one thing, hands down to me, which is why you have to get the version 3 versus the version 2, even if someone has a version 2 on sale, do not buy it, is literally this. This right here is straight versus on a slant like this. And why is that a big deal? When you're just using a barbell and you go to rack it, pops right in, not a big deal. But with these guys right here, you don't have a straight bar. You have this big old chunky thing sticking out. And so you're hitting your sides all the time with them. And every time I went to rack, I was hitting the sides. It's like all the time. With this guy, I've only had it for a few days. I haven't had a single issue. If it tends to nick right there, it just slides in, not a big deal. And I mean, they're about the same size. This may be a ½ inch shorter, it looks like, but really it's that angle which really kind of does it. So anyway, that's the big, I think, difference between them. Definitely pick up the version 3, stay away from the version 2s, unless you really don't care about anything I just mentioned, and hopefully you like that.